Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. This is a one-shot scenario that we've run a few times before. It's entitled The Door Beyond. The Door Beyond. I accidentally named it The Beyond the Door a couple of times, so it's The Door Beyond. It was written by Matt Ryan and Noah Lloyd, and it's from an online collection of one-page scenarios. The link to their site, The Reckoning of the Dead, can be found in the description below. I'll be GMing, and this is version 4. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. The tiny little town of Gravesport sits on the northern side of Cape Flattery in Callum County in the northwest corner of Washington State. The date is October 12th, 1921. Gravesport is a fishing village with a population of only 130 people. Their main commodity is smelt, salmon, and occasionally albacore tuna. Some of the larger industrial fisheries have their eyes on Gravesport, but for now it remains a remote location. Indeed, there's only one road that leads out of the town, and it often gets washed away during the rainy season. By far the most common way to get there is via boat. There isn't much in the small town, but everyone knows everyone, and they tend to look out for one another. The weather can be incredibly harsh and foggy. Most of the year, the town is shrouded in cool, wet fog that hangs in the air, often past noon. Today is one of those foggy days. Near the center of town is a tackle shop, aptly named the Bass Hole. Owned and operated by Margaret Bentley, a wife of Dirk Bentley, a local fisherman. She has one employee, Bobby McIntosh, who has worked for Margaret since he was 16. He's a good kid. Across the street is a small pub where the locals hang out. Yes, it's prohibition, but nobody in Gravesport, including the sheriff, gives a shit about that. As we begin our tale, Bobby McIntosh is stacking boxes behind a counter in the Bass Hole. So we'll start there.
Okay, Margaret, almost finishing.
Good. We get everything in the last shipment all right? Excuse me.
Yeah, one of these almost filled, but they're good. I think everything's here.
All right. Everything that's supposed to be there was there?
Yeah, ma'am.
All right, good to hear. Good to hear. All right, well, once we're through with inventory, I suppose we can take a quick break, It's almost lunch.
Great, ma'am. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say that Dr. Ellis Olson, Margaret's brother, is walking down the street towards the shop. You can see him out the window coming down the street.
Oh, so there's the good doctor out. Suppose we should go say hello? If you're finished over there.
Give him my regards as well. I keep stacking the last 2 boxes.
Right. Yeah, I'll go head outside and to say hello.
He'll come walking in.
Oh, okay, sounds good. I'll go open the door for him.
I'll kind of take off my hat and I'll put it on like the hat hook if there is one. But it's another rough day. Nobody in this town ever gets injured.
Well, I guess it's a good problem to have, I suppose. Can I get you a drink? Something to eat?
Shot of whiskey. That's all I need.
Right. Coming right up.
I'm gonna sit down.
Hey, doctor.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of wave to Bobby in the back.
I can nod my head over the box.
Right.
Right. So some time goes by. Bobby, you've noticed that Margaret seems to be on edge about something today.
I'll finish finishing the last stuff, kind of tidying up, but there's nothing much to do. Ma'am, is everything all right? Are you okay?
So that was to me.
No, to Margaret.
To Margaret.
Oh, sorry, Margaret.
Yeah, just I don't know. I don't know. It seems like I'm just worried about the of course Dirk and just always the weather. But now that it's always good to having my brother around always comforts me. So it's good to see you, Ellis. But
Well, I suppose it's another jury day, little sis. Just need a shot.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there you go. Drink up. Yeah.
You go out
You know,
this weather?
I'm always worried about Dirk. Whenever he goes out, you know. So.
The lad who smells like fish. What do you even see in him anyway?
Is that Leon? Is that you?
Yes, it's me.
My old
All right.
friend.
He kind of walks in carrying an axe over his shoulder. Not really quite sure why, but carries it around a lot. How are you all doing this morning?
Just kind of look at him and be like, not drunk enough yet.
As good as any other day. Get you a drink?
Well, I'll never turn that down.
Yeah, it's almost lunch.
I started a few hours ago, but sure, absolutely. Has Dirk come back?
I don't. I think he's still out, right?
I saw him leaving last night on his boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, hopefully we'll see him soon. I mean, no, I don't know. I don't think he's coming back yet, but I don't know. I've just I've been I'm always worried every time he goes out. So
yeah. Interesting. Well, I hope he's all right.
yeah, I mean, he's usually back by now. I mean, it's definitely past breakfast by now. So it's almost lunch, and like I said, he's usually back. So it's I'm honestly a little worried.
That is strange.
Yeah.
We could go look for him maybe if you want. I don't really have anything going on today.
I sure as hell don't.
Yeah. What do you think, Bobby? I mean, I think it was it's been since 5 p.m. yesterday.
Well, he was supposed to come back already.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't mind us leaving the circle, I don't think anyone's coming as I look out at the empty streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get that many customers.
Yeah, it'll be all right for a day. I'm sure we'll be all right.
A little nasty too.
I got
Hey,
two of
I'll
our best
have another
customers right here.
The regulars.
Yeah.
I do need some rope, by the way. I did
I'll
cut.
get that for you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do that.
Well, maybe
Give me
we
a dime later.
could take the orc out and go look for him. Maybe if you're worried, but
I mean,
Pretty
if you,
experienced.
yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I mean, I think that'd be I think that may be a good idea at this point. I mean, if it was just weather or something, I feel like we would have seen something by now.
that's true. Well, I know a lot of the other fleet's already out this morning, but it is strange he hasn't come back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to take everyone out on my boat if you want to go look for him.
So let's why don't we head to the harbor? Small little docker, so to speak.
Haven't been out to sea in a little while.
The dock.
Well, let's have some lunch first, maybe, and give him a little more time. I mean, I am a little worried because I think he might have been drinking when he went out, but I mean, he wouldn't be the only person guilty of that. But
He's always drinking when he goes out.
yeah,
Yeah. Give him another hour, have
Imagine-
lunch, and then we'll go looking.
yeah.
I imagine he's a better sailor drunk than sober.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It is also strange that he went by himself. I didn't see anybody with him. That's kind of a
it's much to my chagrin, he does that sometimes.
well, it's a little dangerous right now, so that is a little worrying.
It's always dangerous out there.
So maybe we should have some food and we'll kind of head off where I saw him going.
All right.
Did you want to eat here in the shop, or did you want to go across to the pub and eat there?
Yeah, we'll go to the pub.
Sounds good.
All right. The name of the pub is the Red Pelican.
Love it. Is there like someone behind the bar?
Yeah.
Probably not the bartender.
Paul. You think his last name is Scoresby, but everybody calls him Paul. He's cleaning. Obviously, there's not many people drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But,
Morning, Paul. Figured we stop in for lunch.
Margaret, how you doing?
Good. Well, I'm honestly, I'm doing all right. I'm a little nervous about Dirk, but we're just seeing if he's coming a little late. Otherwise, we might I don't know. We might go out and look for him, but I figured we'd have lunch first.
Duck's not back, eh?
No, not yet. He's been gone since 5 p.m. yesterday.
Well, the fleet went out this morning, so maybe he joined the fleet.
I mean,
Doing some night fishing, was he?
Yeah, he was. I mean, like I said, he's usually back by breakfast. Not like him to pull a double shift like this.
Well, I'm sure everything's all right. What can I get for y'all?
I'll have my usual, Paul.
All right. So he actually could see all you guys, your usuals. He was in here yesterday evening. I'd say about 5:30 or so.
Really?
But I'm not sure that he did drink some beer.
Last night?
Yeah.
Oh. Perhaps he had one or two for the road and then went out on his boat.
Well, that he did, but nothing to any excess. Seemed to be kind of in a good mood, I'd say.
I did see him going out at around 6 o'clock on his boat.
Did he say anything to you?
No, I didn't talk to him. I just saw him leaving.
Well, when he was in here, he seemed happy about something. Either he'd been drinking before he got here, or he was just tickled pink about something. I don't know what.
Well, he also went out by himself, which is kind of worrying.
Yeah.
Out there by himself all night.
I've been out, I've been, bickering to him about not doing that, but he never listens.
Leon, call it a spot. It's a spot hidden.
Okay.
It's a retroactive spot hidden.
Okay, I got a 20, which is a regular success. Well, actually, no, it's a hard success.
Okay. When you were on your boat and you were sort of, whatever you do, tying up stuff and moving stuff around, last evening you saw Dirk getting on his boat, and what caught your attention was a sort of a clanking noise as he was fiddling on his boat. And now that you think back on it, you think you actually saw like a mattock or a pick, which isn't really fishing gear. But you didn't think much of it. You think in terms of anchor and hook, but that wasn't an anchor or a hook. That was like a mining pick.
Like a pickaxe?
Yeah.
Huh.
You didn't even think about it until just now.
I'll kind of share that with Margaret. Say, that I think about it, I saw that he had a pickaxe on his boat when he went out. Just strange.
Mining equipment?
Yeah.
Why would he bring that on his boat? That doesn't make any sense.
There's not even any mines around. It's the kind of thing you'd use to dig trenches in your garden.
Yeah. Never seen him do that before, too. Strange.
Yeah. Huh.
So you finish your meal and pay your tab.
Yeah.
And what would you like to do next?
Well, should we head to the docks? I mean, at this point,
might as well
see if he's back yet, and if not, maybe we'll figure something out.
Let's do that. Yeah.
All right. So you walk down to the docks. Everything is 5 minutes away in this town, just walking. The only boat currently docked is the Orca, and there's other slips. You see the slip where the Margaret usually is, but it's not there. There's also a fairly thick fog. It's always kind of foggy, but it's pretty thick today, and it's past noon at this point.
Well, y'all, I think I'm a little worried. I think maybe we should go look.
I agree. I mean, if you don't mind, we should take the Orca out.
This is rather worrying. I hope he's of sane mind.
Yeah, we might want
psychologist.
Supplies, some water, some food. you know, maybe he's
Sure.
just out there, might need some
Sure.
supplies. I don't know.
Certainly.
Doc, he might be hurt even. I don't know, Doc, if you can bring like your medical supplies or anything with you. And
I never get rid of those.
cool. Well,
So Bobby is actually he's gone out fishing enough times to where he knows his way around a boat. He makes a good assistant on the ship.
Wonderful.
And after you get whatever supplies you want to take and the rope that you bought and all of that,
Yep.
you weigh anchor. Actually, you probably don't have the anchor down. You probably have it tied to the dock. You disengage it from the dock, and you head off into the fog. Today, the water is fairly calm. It's not much chop to it. You head on out, and very quickly, the fog kind of deadens everything. It's very isolating. Once you get out there, the only thing that you see is the circle of water that you're in and fog in all directions. You know that it's midday sun, but you've got no sun. Though occasionally as you look up, you can see a huge white orb sort of floating there in the sky, looking down at you. Very creepy. It's not particularly cold, but it is wet because of the fog. So you probably hang either in the cabin or up in the wheelhouse with Leon, just to stay out of the wind and the cold. You travel around for almost 2 hours. You occasionally stop the ship and you blast the horn in the hopes of hearing a call, but nothing. This goes on for maybe another half hour or so. I'd like you all to do a listen roll.
All right.
31.
78.
80,
It's a
so that's
fail
a fail
for
for
me.
me.
Yeah, it's a fail for me too.
I
Listen.
so I barely passed.
Oh, I passed by 14.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, 14.
So those of you who passed, Leon, you don't hear it so well because you're driving the boat. But Dr. Ellis is up in the front. He's listening, and he thinks he hears a faint ringing, like a bell, sort of from another ship. That's just sort of a light breeze is maybe causing the bell to occasionally ring. All these ships have bells on them, but you're pretty sure it's coming, from maybe the northeast of where you are.
Well, I will steer the boat that direction and probably slow down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you move forward slowly, and off in the fog up ahead of you, you can see that there's a dark shape, and slowly it emerges from the fog as you move towards it, and it's the Margaret.
There
and
she is.
It's just sitting there in the water.
There she is.
I'm gonna grab my doctor's bag because at this point I think I'm gonna kind of get it in hand because I think there must be something wrong
Yeah.
if it's just kind of drifting.
Yeah. Bring us in, Leon.
I will slow down the engine and pull us up fairly close to it,
Okay.
and then probably drop the anchor. And
You'll want to tie the boats together. To keep
Yeah,
them from drifting.
yeah.
All right. Well, as you're pulling up and positioning yourself, broadside to the ship, I'd like you all to do spot hiddens.
Ooh,
62?
Yeah.
Oh, extreme. An
I
O5.
missed it by 2.
I got a 16. I got a 16 there, so I got a hard. But
I got a
Yeah,
3.
I'm not gonna.
Bobby's on it, so
I got
Bobby's on it.
green.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My old
So-
eyes are a little.
So those of you who passed, especially Margaret, you are alarmed to see as you pull around the front that there seems to be severe damage to part of the front of the ship where the anchor is attached. And it looks like the railing has been smashed down, and part of the deck and part of the hull above the water line has been shattered, and the anchor is gone, and that must be why it's drifting.
Hmm.
Oh, what did he do to our beautiful ship? We've got to figure out a way to stop it from drifting. So like this.
Well, we'll tie it to the orca and we'll drop the anchor. That way, she won't be
Sure.
drifting anymore.
Is Dirk nowhere to be seen?
Do we know
Couldn't see any sign of him.
any movement on the boat?
Nothing.
No movement. Well, I would wager, I guess, that he's gotten himself into some trouble here.
Is there a storm out here at all? It seems odd. He didn't see much. But
Not
maybe
that
he
bad,
weighed
but-
anchor and tore his boat right out.
This looks more like the kind of damage that would be done by striking the boat against something like rocks. You still can't see it clearly because you're still on your boat. I imagine as you get close, Bobby jumps onto the other boat and you guys tie the boats together.
Yeah, I'm there to help
So that
him
you can
while
cross
Leon
over.
steers. Yeah.
Are there any rocks around that we can see?
There are no other boats.
I mean, rocks.
Oh,
Like-
no, there's no rocks. You don't know of any rocks out here. This is
Strange.
ocean
Right,
where you
strange.
are right now.
Once we're stable, I guess I'll go over and let's go. We got to search and see if he's here. We got to find Dirk, and I'll hop over to the other boat and start going Dirk.
Where do you go? Let's divide the boat into 5 parts.
Okay.
There's the wheelhouse, there's
Yep.
the front of the boat, the back of the boat, there's the cabin, and there's the engine area.
I guess I'll go to I check the wheelhouse first, probably.
So
Okay, so you're going to go up to the wheelhouse.
Leon is going to stay on the orca, kind of
Okay.
towards the back behind the wheelhouse. He's got a shotgun out and just kind of like looking around the water and just kind of keeping a lookout, looking for anything.
Okay.
I guess.
Those
Doctor-
sea monster tails finally got to you, Leon, huh?
Hey,
Dr. Olson, how about you? Where are you going to go?
sailors.
I'm gonna probably go into the cabin. And
All right.
See maybe
And Bobby.
he's in there.
I'll go to the front, try and check if there's
Okay.
any sign of where we're going.
So let's do it this way. Bobby, you start moving your way up to the front where the damage to the hull is.
Yeah.
And what you see, there seems to be kind of a substance on the hull and on the railing. It's kind of a yellowish, slimy substance. Ocean's full of slimy substances, but you're not sure if it's like a seaweed or something like that. But it's mostly slime, and your impression is that the hull was not smashed in, but rather almost torn out. You don't see a lot of debris from the accident in the boat.
Yeah.
And the anchor is
slime like-
completely gone.
Is it slime like only in the spot where it was damaged, or is it?
No,
like,
there's
all over
actually
the deck?
traces of it all over the deck.
That's strange.
Dr. Ellis, as you get to the steps leading down into the cabin, you also notice that there is some sort of slimy substance on the deck and on the stairs going down into the cabin. It seems to be confined to the ground and maybe occasionally to something that's no more than a foot or two off the ground. If you've never seen anything like it, it's weird looking.
Looks to be some sort of mucus, maybe.
Yeah, some sort of mucus.
Have any like special smells? Rings a bell as something I've seen before.
It smells very much like the ocean. It's like old dead shrimp, if you know what that smells like.
Okay.
It's nasty.
Ugh. Yeah. Doesn't tell you. It's not very good.
There also seem to be. It's not uniform either. It's got little things in it. If that makes any
Things?
sense. Yeah, like bits of dirt or flecks of black stuff in the slime.
I'm going to probably like try to scoop up a little bit and some kind of something like a spoon or a vial I have in my doctor's bag, just to get a little bit so I can see if I can test it at
All
the
right.
lab. If there is a lab.
Do a medical.
Medical. 56. That is, it passes. Medicine.
Okay.
70.
It definitely has a mucus-like look to it. But what it reminds you of, oddly enough, is frog eggs. If you've ever seen frog eggs, they're usually these clear little balls in kind of a sack of mucus. And it seems to be slimed all over the place. How did you pick the stuff up?
Not with my bare hands. I don't want to know what that stuff is. Well, I
Right.
do, but not from contact. I'd probably put it in, if I have a test tube or a vial, I'd kind of try and scoop it in there with like a scalpel or a spoon.
You definitely have something like that in your bag. It definitely has an organic smell to it. Like I say, like old, dead, rotted fish or shrimp. But it doesn't look rotted. It looks fresh. And as you move down into the cabin, you can see it sloshed around here and there. There's a bit of it under one of the bunks. There's a big blob of it near the door going into the engine room. The engine room door is wide open, and you can see a lot of goop around the engine. And there's also the hole that's sticking out to the outside where the anchor used to be. You can see that there's bits of it all around that as well. It's very strange. You've never seen anything like it. Almost reminds you of like snail slime.
So while they're doing that, I think Leon would be with a shotgun, kind of walking around the perimeter of the orca, looking into the water and looking around to see if he sees anything or if he sees dirt maybe in the water or anything like that.
Oh,
I think.
you don't see anything. In fact, it's rather calm and quiet. Almost when you're under tension, it's almost an oppressive quiet, like somebody's got their hands over your ears. Margaret,
Yes.
you step up into the wheelhouse. The first thing you notice is a bottle of beer.
Okay.
That's maybe half drunk. You see definite signs that that somebody was manning the ship, but the ship
Okay.
is turned off. It was
Right.
obviously not going when whatever it happened. Do a spot
Okay.
hidden for me.
Sure. Yep, just barely. 52 out of 60. So I got it.
All right. Next to the compass,
Okay.
you see this.
Ooh. Gonna be rich. 48, 32, 24 north, 125, 49, 12 west. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess that lovable fool, he must have been on. He must have thought he was onto something. These are coordinates, obviously. I mean, do I know? Would I happen to know from looking at a map where we happen to be now? Are we close at all these coordinates?
Where
or-
you are now, you don't have a clue at the moment because
Okay.
it's foggy. However,
Alright.
you can see that you do have you have maps in the cabin there, in the
Right.
in the wheelhouse. You can see he circled something, but it's literally in the middle of nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll. I guess can I gather this up to bring in show Leon and the others?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the maps and such.
Now Leon's back he's still on the other boat. You can see him walking
Right.
up and down with his shotgun, his fishing shotgun.
Yeah. Well, boat defense. I guess I'll come back and I'll be like, I'll come down and I'll be like, Leon, that fool thought he must have, I don't know, he circled something on a map. He's got these coordinates. Said something about wanting to be rich.
Oh boy. Well, let me look at that. I'll look at everything that Margaret has brought back.
All right.
Yeah.
If you look at the coordinates, you look at the map. To the best of your knowledge, there's nothing there. There's no piece of land. There's no island. There's nothing out there. It's completely open ocean.
Mhm.
No, well, perhaps if I were to if I were to use my navigate abilities and Leon piloted the ship or vice versa, do you think we could potentially find our way there?
Yes, Leon could probably find his way there. He knows where he is
All right.
because he's been driving the ship.
Right. Well then. All right. Well, that's definitely an option here, but I think we should try to search the rest of the ship and see. I mean, it's terrible to see the Margaret in this shape. I mean, and I'm still now I'm even more concerned. But he was obviously he was drinking. I found half a beer up there, of course, and this odd note. And what is he thinking here? Circling stuff in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Come on, let's look.
Was anyone found him? He's not
I'm
there?
gonna kind of like poke up from like underneath the cabin, kind of get my head up onto the deck, and just be like, "Probably want to come down and see this. Something's weird going on around here."
What have you found there, brother? What have you found, brother?
Everything seems to be open, and everything seems to be as if it was like in the middle of being used. Just, this door is open, but and kind of point towards the, I guess the engine room, and be like,
Yeah.
But apparently he must not have been using it if it was off.
Yeah, I'll follow and take a look down there and what he's trying to show me.
I think Leon would follow and now go check out the other boat.
Okay. Well, Leon, you're most distressed about this awful weird slime. That doesn't make any sense, and the damage to the boat. Ellis, you have no idea what that is, but there's a lot of weird things in the sea. You're not a fisherman, so you don't know.
Yeah. I'm not really too concerned about his boat. I'm more concerned about
Kind of
my
sea foam?
sister. My sister's, I believe it's her husband, right?
Yeah, Dirk. Yes. Yeah.
I don't particularly care for the man, but I do hope nothing bad happens to him. Really,
Can
really
Leon investigate the slime more closely? See
Sure.
if he's seen it before?
Do a spot hidden.
Okay. Nope. Failed that.
Well, more or less it looks the way I've described it. It's like almost a clear yellowish slime with little things inside of it. Do a luck roll.
Leon? Yeah.
Yeah, Leon.
Got it.
You passed it?
Yep.
All right. As this stuff is all over the place, you hear a slight popping noise as your foot steps on some of this stuff, and the little things inside of it sort of pop. It's disgusting sounding.
That's concerning.
But you
I'll
see,
mention.
kind of a yellowish puff each time you've stepped on the stuff, like a little puff of smoke.
I'll mention to him how you described it as like sort of like frog eggs.
Yeah.
I'll kind of mention. I'll say like, do you think those are some kind of eggs?
If they are, I think we need to get off this boat.
I don't want to find out what comes from those little things.
Have we searched all of the boat? We haven't found Dirk. We
Yeah.
searched every part of this boat.
You find no sign of Dirk. There's no torn cloth. There's no blood. Nothing like that.
Well, Margaret, I think we need to get off of this boat. There's
also no pick.
My fisherman senses are tingling.
Is the lifeboat here?
I don't think they have a lifeboat.
Oh, okay. But where could he have gone? I mean,
that's a good question. But if there was such a thing like a dinghy on the side, it's still
I think we should go to these coordinates because maybe he's stranded there and the boat drifted.
Maybe a rock, a very particularly slimy one, crushed the anchor bay, wherever. Kind of points to the front.
Yeah. No, we've searched all the boat at this point.
Yeah, I'll join them up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guys, it seemed that the boat didn't hit something. It's like the hull was ripped out or something.
Really?
I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but...
Can you show me that? I think Leon would like to go investigate the hole from inside.
Look here, Mr. Blake. There's like no debris inside, and it's like pulled outward. I mean, it's maybe the anchor caught it something. I don't know. It doesn't look like it hit something.
Does Leon notice anything more peculiar about the damage other than what's already been said?
Do a spot hidden for me.
Just barely.
Okay. You notice that there are some places on the metal parts of the engine. It almost looks as if something has partly dissolved them, like a strong acid or something really hot has melted the metal.
Does there appear to be any slime on the melted parts?
Yes.
I am certainly going to step away from the slime because I'm starting to think that might be.
Are there any signs of fire?
No.
Discerning.
And the engine's cold, so it's been off for quite some time.
Is there any other dissolved metal like around the slime, like on the floor, on the walls?
Now that you start to look, yeah, there's some places where there's fittings and things like that on the floor where the slime is that seem to be partly dissolving a little bit.
Well, Doc, I think you might want to leave that sample you took behind and not bring that along with us.
Yeah, I'm starting to rethink.
Yeah.
Taking it with me.
It makes you also think that maybe you need to wash your shoes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should wash our shoes off and head to those coordinates.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to step back to the orca, wash off my shoes carefully, and yeah.
Good.
I'll just check the outside of the hull if I see, like, on where the part like ripped out, if there's any slime or signs of damage.
Yes, but not everywhere on it. It seems impossible, but either something punched its way out of the hull or something tore the hull from the outside open and took the anchor and everything with it.
Mighty strange.
Something's not right here.
I'm gonna like ditch the vial of this gross. Actually, I'm probably gonna wrap it in something just to make sure if it does, like if there's like a cloth or something, I can kind of wrap it in just to give it a little bit more protection in case it eats through its container.
Okay. All right. So what's your next move?
Well, Leon's going to be very troubled by all of this and going to be very cautious. But Margaret, I think our best bet is to head to those coordinates
I agree.
cautiously.
Yeah.
This is very strange.
Now, what are you going to do with the Margaret?
Oof.
Is there any way, does Leon think there's any way he could tie it to the orca and haul it with him? Or
Yes, but it would slow you down considerably. Now, maybe that's okay.
Maybe we should come back for it?
Do you think it's
Nothing if we'll find
partially?
it.
I'd probably ask Leon, because he's the fisherman here. I'd ask, like, do you think it's seaworthy? And kind of point to like the hull, like would the water get in and start to sink it?
I think in calm waters it would be okay, but in not calm waters, water would start going through that hole, and that would be very bad. But with the damage to the engine also, I don't know if it would be able to run.
Hmm.
Maybe we should tow it back and then head out.
Plus,
Well,
there's
I
no
don't know.
here, so we can't just like leave it here because it won't be here when we come back.
Yeah.
I don't know if towing it is a very good idea either, because it might take on water and start to sink us.
Well, if that happens, we can cut it loose.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Okay.
Margaret. If you want me to just leave it here, it's your boat.
You think we could? Is there any? You think we could try to come back and look for it? I mean,
Would I have a spare anchor or something that I could use? No.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, as soon as we
I
cut
imagine-
free, it's going to drift.
we can take it with us and risk the water getting in the hole. We could bring it back to town and then go out and take a way longer, or we can go slower and tow it with us, or we can go without it.
If we
Just
want to
leave
go
it
back
here.
if we want to go back to the closest dock, we can dock it there for a little bit. I don't know if that would be in town.
I suppose we could return to Gravesport and dock it there and then go look for these coordinates.
How long would it take us to get back?
Well, you've been out for about 3 hours already.
So it would take us, 6 or
Going
7.
straight back, probably an hour.
and then about an hour or two to come back here.
Yeah.
We don't know those
Yeah.
coordinates.
Do you think it would probably take 2 hours at least to get to those coordinates from dock?
It would be
Odd question.
getting dark by the time we got there.
Odd question. Would I have like a microscope or anything in my office, or is it probably
Oh, in your
Two.
office? Yeah, probably.
okay? I'm probably just gonna ditch the sample if we're gonna drag the ship back. When we get back to the office, I'll probably scoop up some fresh stuff from the floor of the boat and take a look under the microscope.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, that if you take it back, there's going to be tons of questions from at least 130 people. Because everybody knows everything. Or everybody sticks their nose into everything.
No, I
Well,
hope I can answer those questions by the end of this.
And you've got that
Could
little
try to-
piece of paper that says we're going to be rich.
That's true.
I could
I
try
guess
to
we'll.
sneak the slime and the paper in, but I guess the boat would have the biggest effect here.
The other thing to bear in mind is that Dirk could be stranded out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
I think we should worry more about Dirk. This
That's what I'm
boat,
well, that's what I'm worried about.
it's bad. It might be, if he's really struck it rich out there, you could buy another boat just fine.
That's fair.
He's probably stranded. So
Mm.
I think we should just head there as quick as we can, which means cutting the boat loose, and we might be able to come back and find it later. hopefully the waters are calm, so it shouldn't
Shouldn't drift too
won't
much.
drift too
I'll
much.
try to, yeah. We're like, Leon, try to mark here on the map for us as close do you think where we are?
Do I have it? I could mark on the map where I think our coordinates are right now, right, Tom?
Yeah.
A circle.
Based on
Like
your
a
based on your compass readings and
Okay, I'll do that.
direction you've been going.
and then we'll have to
Keep track
account
of the
that
wind.
it'll drift,
Wow.
yeah.
I was gonna say keep track of the wind so we know which way we should head from here if it does drift quite a bit.
Oh,
You
it's gonna
also
drift,
know that
yeah.
if the boat drifts, it'll either drift over to Canada and get stuck in a cove, or it'll drift back towards Washington and get stuck in a cove.
Yeah.
We cut it loose, and we'll find it later. But we should go look for Dirk.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay.
Fair enough. I'll keep my sample then.
Well, as soon as everyone's back on the Orca, we'll free the ropes. I'm not going to cut them. We'll free the ropes and start heading to those coordinates, I guess.
All right.
But I'm going to do so cautiously.
All right. Yeah, because it's still foggy.
Yeah.
After a while, you've been traveling for maybe an hour in the direction you think that you should be going. There comes a change in the sort of the quality of the light. Maybe the sun has gotten lower on the horizon. It's reflecting in the fog, giving it kind of almost a golden glow to it. You also start to think that you can smell the sea a little stronger than it seemed before. Everybody do a listen roll.
No, that's a 96. No.
I also failed.
I failed by 9, I believe.
I got an extreme success with the 4.
Oof. How about you, Bobby?
All right.
I failed also. 50 out of 40.
So Leon, you start to hear an odd noise off in the distance. It sounds, at first you think it sounds like seals. You know the way seals, like this. But the louder that it gets, the more you begin to imagine the sound of people fucking.
I took it
As
on
if-
turn.
As if people were having sex. Somebody's microphone is.
Sorry. I think it is.
So, okay.
All right. Yeah, it sounds like people having sex.
And it's as loud, like multiple people.
I mean, it's off in the distance. Yeah, it sounds like maybe multiple people.
I think I would cut the engine
Okay.
and kind of bring everyone's awareness to the sound and try to pinpoint it a little bit more. Now
Okay,
the
you all start to hear this, and it definitely sounds like it's in that direction. You can't see anything because it's just fog, but you also do notice that the fog in that direction seems darker. You continue. You slow down. You get your boat to where it's just sort of drifting in that direction, and just about the time you start to see this shape in the fog that's dark in the fog, you suddenly start to hear all this splashing, as if the seals were leaping into the water, like they're startled by your presence. It's not an unusual thing. You've heard, it's happened before. You know, seals don't like other people around, but you hear the splashing. You don't see anything, but you do get some ripples against the ship, as if they came from that direction. And just about the time you're thinking all of that, this island is there in the darkness up ahead of you. That's what's causing the change in the light. It's black. It's rocky. If it wasn't for the fact that the water was fairly calm, you could imagine huge waves crashing up on this rock. But it's just waves lapping up against it. As you sort of get closer to it, and you're still 30, 40 feet away from it, it's pretty sheer. The rock just goes almost sticking up out of the water. You don't see an easy spot to land right where you are, but you do see rocks where sea lions could have been setting and dove off into the water. But there's definitely an island of some sort here, a big one.
Is this what the coordinates led to?
Yeah.
This island, huh?
I think what Leon would do would be turn the ship to the left and start working around it to find somewhere to land that we could get onto the island.
All right. You start moving around the island. I'd like you all once again to do a listen roll.
Oh, that's a good one.
Filled that one
Yeah,
with 4
hard.
this time.
Oops, Ellis, you're muted. I think you turned it off.
Sorry. 40 out of 45.
Okay.
I failed.
Every once in a while, you get the feeling, or that you think that you hear way up ahead along the coast that sort of seal fucking noise, and as you get closer, you hear the splashes in the water. You go for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. From the curve of it, you're thinking the island's pretty big. How could this be? Because there's no island out here. You finally see a place where the rocks and the cliffs are low enough to where if you were to pull the boat up next to it, there's some places where you could secure it, you could weigh anchor, and you could probably jump off onto the rocks to see what's there.
I'll just say, as a player, I don't want to do this, but as a character,
It seems like the only place where, if Dirk were to have gotten off, that's where he would have done it.
Wow, this doesn't seem ominous at all.
We're gonna have to take a look.
Oh no, this is completely normal island.
Oh yeah, no.
It's got
normal,
ladies on the
up,
beach with drinks. No.
Normal, straight up out of the water. Yeah. So look,
it doesn't sound like anything that H.P. Lovecraft would.
Look, it doesn't matter. I've got to go. We've got to go after Dirk. Okay, if he's in there, we've got to go after him.
All right.
We have a Euclidean geometry check here. Everything seemed normal. Not gonna walk into a cave and be on the other side of the world or something.
Oh, Ellis.
I think Leon, being the superstitious fisherman, is spidey senses going crazy right now. This is not good.
Do any of you have natural world?
I do.
I do.
I have a 40. I have a 40 in
Yeah.
natural world.
Go ahead and roll your natural world.
Oh, let's hope I get something good. 76.
Oh, that's great. 7. That's extreme.
I got a 10. That's
Okay, so
that's
Leon and Bobby, when you're looking at it, you do notice that the rock formations are odd. You'd almost say that they look crystalline. There's angles and there's a sharpness to some of them that's very strange. You would expect that after years and years being battered by the sea, that they would have been worn smooth, but some of them are pretty sharp looking. And there's kind of an optical illusion as you're approaching this area where you can get off, that at first you're looking at a rock and you think, well, it's like a big quartz crystal sticking out, only to realize that it's not that at all. It's something else. It's an optical illusion. There's still rocks there, and it's still sort of crystalline looking, but it's definitely not that shape. The shape is not what you thought it was at all. It's just unusual. All right. So are you going to try and
Yes, I think I would try to secure the boat as well as I could and get as close.
I'm gonna try and see if there's any maybe bits of the boats of the Margarets you can see scattered somewhere.
Go ahead and do a spot
Because it
hidden
was my
for me.
notes. 20, so that's gonna be here. That's gonna be a heart.
Okay. Yeah, as you're getting close enough to actually grapple the rocks and weigh the anchor, you think you see some bits and pieces of wood that are painted the same color as the Margaret, sort of thrown up on a little bit of rock there or whatever, and you see what you think is maybe a chink of chain going into the water, caught on a rock, as if maybe that was the anchor. This is definitely where Dirk.
It was here.
These jetting out, these rocks might be actually what he smashed up against.
So now we have to figure out what the slime is from.
Well,
let's see if he's on the island.
Let's investigate. I guess we'll secure the boat and I'll get off onto the island.
Yeah.
I think the first thing Leon would do would be look for footprints or any sign of human activity.
All right. I would like each of you to make a jump roll. Or rather a dex roll. A dex roll to see if you get off onto the rocks without slipping into the water.
Well, I got a 15.
Okay.
Another 95.
Uh-oh.
I'm going in the drink.
I got a hard success.
All right.
I got a 1.
Oh, that's nice. So Bobby just scrambles up onto the rock with that.
Wow. Wow.
But Ellis, unfortunately, slips on the rock, which is kind of wet, and he falls into the water right on the shoreline.
Ellis!
I'm gonna reach my hand out towards shore.
All right. You can sort of climb up onto the rocks, but you'll have to kind of work your way around to get up to where they are on the cliff. Do a Constitution roll.
Oh boy. 30. My con is 50.
Okay, you're a pretty tough bird. You're wet. You're wet and very uncomfortable at the moment, but you're not going to let that stop you. But you're very pissed because you're all wet. All right, so you guys managed to get up onto this rock. And the island goes up rather steeply from here, but you can sort of see how you can get at least to the next sort of level up as you go. You climb a bit, and you come out onto a small plateau. And laid out in front of you, this island, it's almost as if the top of a mountain had stuck up out of the water. Only it's definitely not natural. It's, you'd almost say buildings, except, I mean, they look like they're made out of black rock. They're very strange looking, sort of interwoven, almost like giant quartz crystals. And you can see, paths going up to them, worn in the rock. Now it looks extremely old. All of the rocks have chips and breaks and cracks and stuff in them. But they don't have much wear, as if they haven't been exposed to the weather. There is seaweed rotting all over the place, which, unless it was a big storm, you're not even sure how all that seaweed could have gotten thrown up here. But it's all drying out in the. It's not that dry because it's kind of wet with all the fog. Do a spot hidden for me though, as you're making your way up this thing.
Everyone?
Yeah.
37.
Oh, I got a 19.
I got 37 out of 60. So almost a hard pass.
Got a regular pass.
Who got the best score?
19.
19. All right, Margaret. As you're walking and looking around, also there's no seabirds. There don't seem to be any seabirds.
Interesting.
You suddenly notice what you think is a very unnatural sort of shape in a rock, next to a rock, and you realize that it's the pick.
There's the pick. There's the mining equipment.
Leon will walk up to it and examine it, I guess.
I'll kind of just tail behind.
When you get near it and you look at it, you realize it has traces of this yellow slime on it that you saw before.
And it's probably eating away at the pick a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
a little bit. And you can see there's kind of a definite path. And the path seems to be leading towards these clusters of gigantic crystals. You think you see a glint of something off in the distance. It's catching the sunlight, almost a metallic golden sort of glint. But it's ways up there on the mountainside.
Do I see any signs of like even footprints around? All right.
No, because it's all rock.
Right.
There's no soil at all.
Is there like slime anywhere else? Like a trail leading somewhere?
Here and there, you think so. The rock is black, so you don't really, it's kind of hard to see unless you're really looking for it. It's also, there's a lot of wetness to everything because of the fog, which makes it a little slippery. You can all do dex rolls to see if you slip and injure yourselves.
And I'm probably going to fall again.
I failed. 97.
82. My dex is 40.
I got an 8, so extreme.
All right. So
good.
Fleet-footed Bobby accidentally steps on something and slips, and you can do 1 hit point of damage just for landing badly.
Ow.
All right. So what are you going to do next?
I think I'm going to turn to the group, shotgun in hand, and say, "Hey, everyone, stay close together, stay quiet.
All right.
We should head towards whatever we saw gleaming in the sunlight up on the hill, because that might be what he was looking for. I don't know."
I'm going to take the pickaxe and kind of like wipe the goop off of it with some kind of cloth, and like kind of throw the cloth with it. You know, I'm gonna take it with me and just kind of hold it. I'm a little bit like frightened at the moment because I don't know what the hell's going on. It's kind of dark, and so I'm just gonna kind of like hold it with me, just kind of have it at my side.
The fog makes it difficult to see for a great deal of time, but you can also see that maybe you're actually working your way up above the fog a little bit, because you can see more and more that the sun is lower in the sky, quite a bit lower. You're guessing that it's probably around maybe 6:30 in the evening. So the sun is glinting off of something up there on the mountain. And from where you are now, looking backwards, you can see the masts of the orca sticking up above the cliff. So you know that you know that you couldn't get lost because the orca is right there.
All right.
So you're not going to lose your way.
That's good. All right. Well, I'm gonna take my gun out. Let's go.
All right.
I'm gonna kind of gesture to Margaret to stand behind me, because little sister, I want to protect.
You
I appreciate it. I gotta find Dirk.
you walk for another 15 minutes towards this glint, and there's definitely kind of a golden glint on the side of this mountain. Do a spot hidden for me one more time.
42 out of 60.
Failed.
I also got a 42.
Hey, the answer to
All right.
life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Bobby, what did you get?
30 out of 40, so I'm good.
Okay. You all see it except for, I guess, Leon didn't see it. But Margaret, you are alarmed to see as you sort of make your way around a couple of rocks. Up in the distance, maybe 20 or 30 feet, there's a cluster of rocks and things like that. And you see a hand lying out like this on the ground next to on the other side of the rock.
Dirk?
You
I'm gonna,
run forward.
rush over there.
Yeah. Let's move.
You run forward, and what you find is a body. It's definitely Dirk because of the clothes, but it is partially desiccated, as if the fluid had been drained out of it, and he has swatches of this slime on him, and there is this yellow sort of bubbles of stuff all around his mouth. Do a sanity roll.
Yeah. No, Dirk!
Certainly.
Oh,
87,
shit.
that is a fail.
82, that's a fail.
I failed.
Indeed.
Y'all failed.
I'd
We're
say
all going to
roll,
go crazy.
those of you who failed, do a 1d4 plus 1.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this was my husband.
4.
4.
I took 3.
4 plus
Hey,
1.
4 sanity.
Anybody get
I got
5?
5.
Oh,
Yep.
good, Bobby. Bobby, do
Bobby,
an
nothing,
intelligence.
just do well.
Do an intelligence roll.
Bobby, no!
I love this part.
I don't want to get this way.
Bobby, no!
Oh, now I passed 35 out of 40.
Oh, you good. You didn't want to pass.
Yeah. You,
Oh, great.
Pass.
Here we go.
Do a 1d8
Yeah.
for me.
oh,
no.
Please no
5.
rest.
5. Do a 1d8 for me.
Oh no.
uh,
Another 5.
For the day.
yes.
Okay. So what you've got is kind of a psychosomatic PTSD. You've never seen anything so horrible. You lose your ability to grip things. Your hands are doing this and they won't work. So anything in your hands, you've just dropped on the ground and you're shaking violently
Okay,
for
I dropped
1d10
my-
rounds.
I dropped my knife and I start retching on the floor, crying
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. You can also do constitution rolls to see if you throw up.
Certainly.
That's a good one.
6.
Failed that as well.
I
All right.
have a
Nothing
lead
to
belly.
43.
If you
Alright.
fail, you throw up. Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby
Old
gave you the
iron gut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably sit down with Bobby and try to kind of talk to him and
Okay.
calm him down.
Who threw up?
I did, of course.
Bobby. Bobby, do a spot hidden roll for me.
Oh no. Oh, that's now a path. 05. That's extreme.
Oh, nice. All right. So you're shaking. You retch. You throw up, and as you're throwing up, as this is going through your mind, you can't believe Dirk is dead. You like Dirk, and the way that he died, and it's so horrible. And what is that there on the ground? It looks like it's made of gold.
Hmm.
Like between the wretches, I'll like point it out. Well,
No,
I'm trying
this-
to like pick it up, but my hands are not.
This can't be happening.
Do I
Leon,
see it as well, or is it?
Well, once
Just
he points at
his-
it, yeah, you see it sitting there on the ground.
What's that?
I think that's what Dirk was looking for.
Oh, who cares? He's dead. That idiot got himself killed.
I'll walk over and go pick up the golden object.
It looks like it's about 9 inches long, and it's very heavy, like it's made out of solid gold.
I will pick that up and look at it more closely.
It's very strange. It's all sort of convoluted and twisted, and when you look at it closely, there are little figurines drawn in it all over, what look almost like fish people.
Uh-oh.
And they seem to be maybe serving something, serving it like you'd see on an Egyptian wall where they're all facing in the same direction towards something on the other end, that maybe it's got an octopus sort of shape to it, or something like that. It's very strange, looks very ancient. You've never seen any artwork like this before. And do a power roll.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, I think I can see.
Passed.
Yep, I got a regular success.
Okay. You almost feel like something wants to tell you something, like there's this feeling that comes over you, like something is trying to insert something into your mind, but it's frightened you, and you push it away, and so it doesn't happen. But you get the distinct feeling now that this object is some sort of key.
All right.
I think I would probably have dropped it when that happened. Out of
Sorry,
fear.
my cat's harassing
We'll
me.
say that you don't. You've actually gripped it tightly when that happens.
Okay.
You all
I think
right, Leon?
I'll just kind of stare at it like, here, look at this, and I'd like hand it to
What?
probably Margaret or somebody. Yeah.
Okay. What? And I'll take
Right.
it. What is it?
All right, Margaret, when you touch it, do the
Mhm.
same thing, power roll.
All right. I got a 12.
All right, you passed. The same sort of thing. You have this odd feeling, almost like somebody's trying to punch their way into your mind, but you're able to sort of fight it off. But you get the impression that this is the key to a door of some sort.
This is a key.
Yeah.
To what?
I don't know. Let me.
Whatever it is, I don't want to know.
Look at it, maybe. I don't know.
Are there any doors nearby?
Do we see any doors?
You don't see anything, but you do see
Literal
the
or
glint of something
metaphorical?
gold farther up on the hill that you've been heading towards.
I think I would pick it up out of Margaret's hand again and say, Doc, here, look at this.
I'm gonna. Here, you touch it.
Yeah, wait, if I touch it again, do I need to make another power roll?
No.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to hand it to Doc. I think Doc's
Yeah,
got
I'll
gloves on.
Take it. Yeah, I got like, I don't think they'd be latex gloves. I don't know if they made those then, but if not, like leather gloves, some kind
Right.
of gloves.
Yeah.
And
You
I'll
feel that
kinda
it's very
grab it.
heavy and probably solid gold, but yeah, you don't feel anything from it because you're wearing gloves.
All right, I'll touch his forehead.
Go and touch it again.
You're going to actually touch it to his skin?
Yep.
Please don't touch the artwork.
All right, Ellis, he's going to do that to you. You've got to roll.
Oh God.
To roll a power roll.
Leon, what are you doing?
Great. I'm gonna get mind controlled. That sounds fun. 30 out of 60. Hard pass.
Leon, what are you doing?
We are
We
the
need to know what
strongest,
you're trying to say.
strongest of will.
Dr. Olson, you, because he touches you with it. For a moment, you sort of reel back, and you get the strong impression that there is a room somewhere up here on the mountain that key goes to. You don't know why you feel that way, but like treasure. Beyond your wildest dreams, treasure.
Where?
I think seeing that, kind of feeling that, I'm just gonna be like, whatever this thing, it's got to be a key, right? Kind of like looking at the other two. Because I think
what?
one of you guys mentioned
Did it tell you
something. I kind of like point up, probably towards the light, like the golden shimmer is probably where it was that I kind of felt. So I kind of point up there and I'll be like, something up there. I don't know what, but something.
Is anybody going to force the key on Bobby?
It's like crying on the floor.
Dude, I'm just hoping for like a 99.
I'm thinking about it.
Leon!
I think this is salty old fisherman.
My husband's already dead.
Yeah, I think I would probably touch it to like the back of Bobby's neck when he's sitting there.
Yes. Go mind control the mentally disturbed man.
All right, Bobby.
Yeah, that's an 89 out of 60.
No!
Keeping the streak going.
Here it goes.
No.
You feel him touch you with it. And when he does, you immediately turn up at him and you say, "What are you doing? What are you touching me with? Let me see that."
Okay.
Grab door that's
All right. So Leon, you hand it to him, and immediately this sort of blank look comes over Bobby's face, and he stands up. All of his emotional upsetness at seeing the body has suddenly sort of vanished, and he's like, "There's something we need to do," and he starts marching up the hill with the thing in his hand towards that golden glint.
Come on, guys, it's over there.
All of
And
I'm
Bobby,
gonna
you are holding
scramble up.
that thing. You are holding it like you're gripping it tightly.
I will
I'm gonna
follow
kinda like-
you rapidly.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
follow.
Run up,
Let's go.
kind of by him. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of run up next to him, sort of just to get there, as soon as possible.
Lead the way, Bobby.
And like all of this time, I'm thinking like, because like you mentioned like treasure or gold or whatever, and I'm just thinking like, what am I gonna do with all this money I'm about to get? All this treasure I'm gonna find.
My husband is
All right,
dead.
hold it tight.
My husband is dead.
I think Leon is probably a little.
That money we could come to the funeral.
So Margaret, Leon, and Ellis do psychology rolls if you've got them.
I mean, I have it. But I think it's low.
Probably have low. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 10. Guess I might as well try. Nope.
Margaret Alice. 86. You said it was psychology?
Yeah.
50. 86 to 50, so I failed by 36.
You can always spend luck if you want to.
I've heard it somewhere, never die with luck. But I don't know.
Do
I
it.
think I'll
Do it.
I'd have to spend
36 luck. That would leave me with 14, if I'm not mistaken.
It's up to you. Follow your
Don't
heart.
die with luck. I'm spending it.
All right.
14 luck.
Well, you know that Bobby's behaviors have completely changed. That he is no longer, he's almost not even aware that you guys are there.
Yeah, something's up.
And
Oh, he
he's
is
marching
Jackson
forward.
Bobby.
Margaret, I imagine
One
you're the
track
last
minded.
one behind because of Dirk.
Yeah, probably. I'm still, but I've got my pistol up, so.
Hmm.
Margaret, since you're near Dirk, they've started to walk. I would like you to do a spot hidden roll.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was following behind him, but yeah. The last one. 46. That's a regular pass.
Okay. You're upset about Dirk.
Yeah, very upset.
Bobby suddenly gets up and starts walking away. It takes Leon and Ellis a couple of seconds, but they sort of stand up and look around, and then they start following Bobby.
Right.
You're thinking, in this condition, how are you going to get Dirk back to the mainland? And you look back at the boat, and you look at the guys walking away, you look back at the boat, and you suddenly see on the cliffs in the direction of the boat, there's something that's kind of bright yellow, and it's like a blob, and it's moving up and over the rock like a big sea slug.
Okay.
And it seemed, as you stare at it, you can see that it's moving slowly in your guys' direction.
Oh.
And then you see another one over there, also moving in your direction. And then you see another one over there, coming up and over the rocks, also moving in your direction.
They're like, guys, we're gonna have company.
I kind of turn to look, and I just see all these slugs, and I'm like, oh.
She says company.
You don't see them at first, but once she sort of points in the direction, you do. These things look like, well, they're a long way off, but they're at least the size of large dogs, maybe the size of seals. And they seem to just sort of slowly flow up and over the rocks, then down in between them, and then coming out. They're moving in your direction. They don't seem to be moving fast, but they're moving steadily.
What are we gonna do?
Bobby doesn't care. He's just walking.
Definitely.
Bobby! We gotta
come-
go after Bobby.
I'm gonna kind of like try to grab him by the shoulder and like spin him around.
I'll
I'd
try to
imagine
push
I'm
him
gonna get
away.
some resistance. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby shoves you away.
I'm gonna like physically like try to force him to look. Probably gonna make a contested strength or something.
What do you want
I'll
to
try
do,
push him
Bobby?
away. I'm gonna push him back. He's trying to grab me.
You want to, should we consider it a fight?
Yeah, brawl
Yeah,
versus
fighting
brawl.
maneuver.
Ellis is trying to grapple you.
Yeah, fighting maneuver. Yeah.
And what do you
Yeah,
want to do?
essentially.
And
I'm gonna try
Bobby,
and like
you,
push him down to the floor
all right,
and get away.
so you're going to try to push him back. You're going to try to push him back. So why don't you both do brawl?
Brawl. Okay. Mine is
That's 11.
40.
Which extreme.
23 out of 40. That's a hard, I believe. Oh no,
You
it's
got
not,
an
it's not-
extreme,
it's a-
Bobby?
60. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby, you
I don't
turn
know if it's-
around and you clock Dr. Ellis with that key in your hand, and it might as well
Oh.
be a brass knuckle. So wham, you hit him in the face.
Doctor.
Dr. Olson, just do 1 point of damage, but you get knocked back onto the ground.
Certainly.
And I'll start like scampering away.
Dude, clap
Bobby,
me with a
what are you-
solid gold idol.
Bobby, what are you doing? I'm running after Bobby. We gotta go, Bobby. We gotta go.
I think I'd say at this point, Margaret, we need to go. Follow us, and I'll help the doc up and continue following Bobby.
I'm going after Bobby to try to get him. We gotta stick
Well,
together. and
you're
get
in the
him and
back,
get out of
so
there.
you're still catching up to Leon.
All right.
and-
Well, yeah. I'm trying to catch up to. Yeah. I'm like, we gotta go after Bobby.
I'll look back and be like, guys, I don't know how many there are. How many like blob things there are. I
We
don't
need to
want to
move.
fight
We
those
can't
things.
stay here. We need to move. keep up with Bobby.
Well, they're coming from like the area of our ship is, right? Or is it?
Yes.
Are they between us and the ship? Oh,
Yes. And
So-
there's a few of them on the sides. So they're coming from a wider area than just where the ship is.
Is it like a fixed amount, like 3 or 4, or is there like more coming?
At this point, you think you've seen 4. And you haven't seen any of them up close. Bobby has started to sprint ahead. And as he comes up and over a little rise, you see up ahead of Bobby, and Bobby sees it, there is a door in the side of the cliff. It's oddly shaped. I'd say it's maybe 15 feet high, maybe 10 feet wide. It's completely covered in ornate carvings of seaweed and fish people, and the center of the door seems to show a shape that looks kind of like an egg. And as Bobby runs forward, he stops and stands in front of the door, and he's just staring at the door with the key in his hand. As you come up behind him, you are maybe 10 feet from him when you see something, excuse me, something in the center of the door seems to sort of open, like almost as if it was a mouth that sort of forms itself in the golden door. And Bobby takes the key and jams the key into it. What do you guys do?
I'm probably gonna stand back.
Yeah, Bobby, what are you doing?
I'm gonna I'm kind of thinking to myself, the frog eggs and the kind of frog egg gloop stuff, and it's egg shaped. I don't like the idea that there's something hatching. I don't like it. I'm stepping back. I'm like, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna step back and level my shotgun, just to see what happens.
I'm like readying the pick in both hands.
When
When
he does this, there's a moment when it almost seems like the carvings on the door come to life. You can see the seaweed begin to slowly move. You see the fishmen all sort of moving around slowly on the thing, and the door sort of peels itself open, almost like a mouth opening up, and it forms itself back into 2 kind of pillars on either side of a tunnel that's going into the rock. Do a spot hidden. You can all do it, including Bobby.
92, that's a fail.
I have a regular pass.
I have 38.
42
Regular
and
pass.
45.
Regular pass.
Figure that's
Bobby immediately, and he still has the key in his hand, so the door is sort of melted away from the key. Bobby immediately starts walking into the tunnel. Those of you who passed your spot hidden, there's something very strange about the tunnel. The tunnel does not look like it's been carved out of the rock. It looks like it's been melted out of the rock. It's perfectly smooth, like a worm tunnel of some sort. And he immediately starts to walk inside. As you guys are looking back, you see that there are now at least 6 of these slug things. The closest one is maybe 100 feet away from you, but they all seem to sort of be converging on your territory. You would guess that they would be where you are now in 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
I'm gonna look at the rest of them. I'm gonna look at the rest of them and be like, I really don't want to corner myself in here. I don't know. I don't know what the hell those things are capable of. We gotta go. There's more of them coming. I don't want to get stuck here without the boat. And kind of like look into the rest of them for some kind of like assurance.
I'm gonna say I feel responsible for Bobby because I handed the thing to him, so I'm gonna go in with him.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll kind of like solemnly walk with them, kind of gonna cave into the peer pressure.
I'm gonna try to catch up to Bobby.
Yeah.
But walking down the tunnel, I want to like poke the wall with my shotgun.
The wall seems to be made out of rock, and it's smooth like it's polished, like polished rock, and curved like a tunnel. A few feet inside, you begin to realize also that there are little patches of some sort of lichen or fungus on this wall that glow. So 20 feet into the tunnel, it's not really dark. You can sort of see where you're going. And it's all glowing this sort of light, yellowy, sickly sort of color. And Bobby is just walking forward. The tunnel slants down slightly as it goes, but smoothly, as if this was a perfectly straight line going down. And after 100 or maybe 200 feet into it, you see Bobby suddenly come to a stop. And the tunnel has opened into this monstrous cavern that you can barely see the other side of, except for the fact that it's slightly glowing. And in the center of the room is this monstrous egg. Looks like it's 30 feet high, 20 feet across. And directly in front of Bobby is what looks like a stone column that comes up like this, and there is what looks like a golden keyhole right in the center of it.
I'm definitely going to that.
Bobby, you can do a power roll.
Okay.
I'm seeing
That's a
this, I'm,
98.
like, gearing to tackle him. I'm like getting ready.
Now, if you tackle him, there is a chance that you could knock him over and he would go off of it. This is a cliff. You're literally on a cliff in front of a giant cavern with this egg in the middle of it. But you can try and stop him because Bobby is going to
be careful.
Stick that key in the hole.
So I might potentially throw him off a cliff. Well, that's the risk.
You could potentially go over with him.
Can I try to stop? Can I try to stop my brother then?
I'm gonna like try to put my arm around his neck and like pull him back. No, because again, right. I don't know of any creatures with an egg that big, and whatever the hell's going on, I don't like it. There's like alarm bells going on in my head, like something ain't right.
So Dr. Olson and Bobby, do your grapple rolls, and Margaret, you're now also sort of grappling, but we'll see if you can stop.
Standing there.
25, that's hard.
54, I don't even think I'd made it.
Okay. So you grapple for a moment, and Bobby takes the key. Margaret, you got one chance to stop him.
Can I try to, like, let's see here.
You can try to grapple too.
Can I try to persuade my brother into thinking this through?
Well, your brother,
sorry, Bobby, my employee. Sorry.
Bobby. Sure. Yeah, do your persuade roll.
All right.
I swear to God, if you cause the end of the world, you're fired.
I get an 87, so I'm like, Bobby, you got to think this through. You're my employee. You can't just be going around. And I got an 87.
So you fail?
Yeah, I failed.
Bobby's not listening to you.
Oh.
So Bobby, Leon, do you want to do anything before this happens?
I'm going to level my shotgun.
Shoot him. Shoot him.
No,
shoot him.
don't.
Considering shooting his hand.
You're
But
the one who caused this.
I can't. The thing is, knowing my character, like he would never like shoot someone he cares about. So I don't think he would do it. I think he would
Get your
hesitate.
gun ready.
I think he would hesitate too long to actually pull a trigger. So I think
Clock him with the stock.
I would just be standing there, but I wouldn't actually pull a trigger.
Okay,
Time.
it makes sense. You're holding it and you're
Guns at the ready.
Like, should I do it?
All right, guys.
No.
all of this happens in a split second. Bobby takes the key and jams it into the hole. When he does, there is a strange sort of kind of a popping noise, like a gigantic water balloon that breaks. And the golden shell of this enormous egg, it sort of peels away quickly like a balloon popping. And there's this mass of something in the middle of it that immediately sort of sloshes to the floor. And in the light, you see tentacles and
Run.
and something like some sort of gigantic octopus thing with multiple eyes and mouths all over it. I'd like you all to do sanity
Yeah.
rolls.
Yep.
Oh no.
Reasonable to me. 74.
I got a 12 for some reason.
I got a 3.
74. I am horrified.
67. So that's a fail for me.
Let's get the hell out of
All
here.
right, so those of you who failed, do a 1d8
Oh no.
sanity.
Here we
Those
go.
of you
Two.
who passed, 1d4.
Seven.
2.
Bobby's not having good nights.
Yeah, Bobby's just going insane left and right.
So
Yeah.
Bobby, how many points did you get?
I just lost 7.
7. All right. Do an intelligence roll as you
Bobby,
suddenly
no.
come out of this
We gotta run.
sort of
Well-
stupor that you've been in.
Of course, I got an 18 with the intelligence roll.
Okay.
Leon Ellis, Bobby, we gotta go.
Oh God.
It suddenly
no.
comes rushing into your mind, Bobby, what this all is. This is a prison, and you've just let out the prisoner.
Oh no.
Do a 1d8 to see what your insanity is.
That's
Oh
3.
boy.
3. 3 is hysteria. Do 1d4 to see what kind of hysteria.
Oh no.
I know this one.
That's 4.
All right, you just start screaming violently. Instead, you're just like this. What do the rest of you do as this thing has sort of flopped down, but it's now starting to pull itself up, and it sees you?
Did anyone else
Almost.
fail sanity? I thought someone else failed.
Did somebody else fail?
I
Sanity?
failed, but I got 2. So
You
it's
got
not
2.
enough.
All right.
To,
Right.
Yeah.
So if Bobby's close enough, I want to try to grab him, but I'm running. It's time to run. It's time to
All right.
go.
I want to yell, "Run!"
Run! Let's go! Come
You're
on,
almost
Bobby!
having to drag Bobby because he's not. He's
Go.
just screaming. That's all he's doing. Just
Yeah, I'm just screaming, looking at
I'm
the
gonna
thing.
try and fireman carry
All right.
him. I've been trying to grapple this man for like an hour, but this
All right.
time I'm gonna just fireman carry
so
him.
you're moving back up the tunnel, and you have this overwhelming feeling that it sees you. It has seen you, and it sees the way out. And as you're coming towards the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're moving, you can see the tentacles moving into the tunnel and coming behind you as they go. And just as you burst out, you see 7, maybe 8 of these gigantic yellow, black spotted slug things. They're all within 10 or 15 feet of you. They're moving towards you, and you can see that they're leaving these horrible trails of slime behind them. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm screaming at the giant thing, and then I look at the slugs. I'm screaming at the giant slugs.
How far away are we from the boat at this point?
The boat, you're maybe a football field
all right.
or
well,
so.
Can we
Going for the touchdown.
How big are these slimes? Is there like? Is it?
I'd say each one of them is maybe 4 feet by, 2 feet fat.
Okay. And is there any kind of gaps we could try to get through, or are they blocking the way?
Yeah, you'll have to kind of nimbly jump around them or try to avoid them without them slapping at you. So.
All right. Well, with my gun in my hand, let's do this.
Yeah. I think we should let these things duke it out with what's behind us.
That's hoping that they'll even want to do that.
Yeah. I don't know if there's gonna be much duking it out.
All right. So Leon, why don't you do a dexterity to see if you can get past them without.
I got a 19, which is a hard success.
Okay. So you managed to push against a rock and sort of dance right over them. They sort of swipe at you, but they're not very fast. So they don't really get you. Margaret, how about you?
Let's do it. I got a 45, which I believe is a regular. Yeah, it's just, I got a 70, so it's regular pass.
All right. So you also managed to scoot between them without them getting you. Ellis. Now, Ellis, you are dragging Bobby.
Yeah.
I think that you need to do a dex with a penalty roll, unless you drop Bobby.
So. I'm just going to be screaming, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, I don't want to die.
I'm thinking he kind of caused this whole problem. I think I'm going to...
No, actually, Leon caused it by handing him.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be this bad.
Damn it, Leon.
I'm just going to drop him and be like, hey, you wanted it. Sayonara.
All right, so you're going to try to jump over.
I'm not going to be a hero. I'm not going to be a hero.
I think still, Ellis, you need a penalty dice because you had to do all that for...
That's fair, yeah.
You might as well carry him.
94.
Oh.
Right.
Can I push the roll, or is that...
If you fail your push, it's going to get you. One of them is.
Well, if I don't fail it, it might still get me. So I don't know if I have much to lose here. I'll go for it. I'm gonna push it by trying to leap over it.
Okay.
All right, and 56. That is nope.
All right.
I just dive headlong.
So as
into
you try and you've got Bobby, you sort of let Bobby go. You try to get between them, and one of the things sort of blocks your path. It trips you. You fall on the ground, and very quickly it's got your legs and it starts to envelop you. It burns like acid burns. So you can do a sanity roll. Your very last one.
I don't think going crazy would matter. I failed it.
All right,
no.
yeah. I think you know what's happening. Do a 1D. Do a 1D8.
7. Well, at least I get to go out insane.
Yeah.
I'll roll an intelligence. Hey, I rolled a 4.
You don't need the intelligence because you know what's happening.
Yeah, I'm just done.
As the thing begins to envelop you and you're screaming, you begin to see things. You begin to hallucinate. You see the bottom of the sea, and you see all of these fish people and they seem to be living here and there and all around you. And the last sort of thing that you can feel is this yellow rubbery thing coming over your face and forcing itself down inside you and laying eggs. Bobby, you've been dropped and you're kind of surrounded, but you can try to get away.
I think if I saw him trying to run through them and get enveloped, I'm just going to be screaming, like trying to go back in the tunnel and sing the giant sing. And I think I'm just in hysteria stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
I think I'll be too much in shock.
You gotta try something.
Well, you can feel the ground rumbling. You can feel that something is coming up that tunnel. You can feel the rush of air coming from the tunnel behind you.
Oh no. I think that's the point where I'll be trying to run.
All right, go ahead and try to do a dex roll.
85 out of 80.
You want to spend luck?
I think it's time to spend some luck.
Okay. Just as this thing is coming up behind you, the slugs suddenly pull back. The rush of air coming from there, the smell, it's a horrible rotten egg sort of smell. And the creatures just suddenly start pulling away from the doorway. And that gives you enough room to run between them. Unfortunately, Dr. Ellis's hands are just quivering as he's been covered and suffocated by this thing.
All right,
so you broke out a little fish, man.
You've all cleared those guys, and you are on the hillside, getting ready to run down the hill when this hole. Suddenly you see tentacles coming out the hole, and they begin literally tearing the cliff apart, and the ground is rumbling as you're on the cliff. I assume you're running down, and as you run towards the boat, you can see more of those things here and there on the cliffside. They seem to be now moving away from the mountain itself. Do a spot hidden roll. The three of you that are left.
95. That's not gonna work.
And Bobby's just
yelling in hysteria.
Yeah.
They got him!
Did you succeed or fail?
I got a 7.
Okay, yeah, I failed.
Okay.
You failed, Margaret?
Right. At least you got it.
All right.
Yeah, I got an extreme.
So you're running past Dirk. Margaret, you look down at him, so you're not really looking. Leon, you're going through your mind how quickly you can start the engine, how quickly you can pull the anchor up, how quickly you can get the fuck of the boat. And as you clear the ridge and you're getting ready to descend down to the boat, you can see those yellow things all over your boat. And
no!
you suddenly hear a cracking sound as your boat lists to the side and starts to go under.
Uh-oh.
Fantastic.
Margaret and Bobby catch up to you. You all stand there on the edge as you see the boat start to sink.
Oh no.
All do sanity rolls.
Oh no.
Well, there goes your escape.
I failed.
69 out of my now 44 sanity.
I failed.
I succeeded for some reason.
No, I failed.
37.
All right. Well, let's do this. If you failed, do a 1d12. If you succeeded, 1d6.
Okay.
That's
a
10.
6.
I rolled a 1.
That's a 6.
The third time Bobby's gone insane.
Yeah.
Partially.
I've lost
All right.
23 so far.
Well, for the sake of argument, I think that you all just completely don't know what the fuck to do, including
Yeah.
Leon.
No.
Start
why
shooting
don't-
at slugs.
Why don't you guys tell me what you do? Because at the same time that you see that happen, you are seeing this monstrous thing ripping its way out of its prison.
Yeah.
It's almost floating in the air. It has tentacles. It doesn't have wings, but it's got eyes and mouths, and it sees you. And it doesn't just see you, it sees into your souls. And it is moving down the mountain towards you. You know that in a moment you're going to.
I think I'm like, I don't care what the odds are. It's going to run into the water.
It's ignoring the slug things? Are they ignoring it?
The slugs are trying to get out of its way.
Oh,
That's
shit.
about it.
I'm going to say, swim.
Swim for it.
I don't know what else to do.
I guess I'm gonna scream and pull out my gun and unload into the slug things, and then as soon as I'm out of bullets, start swimming.
Maybe you should shoot at it instead.
Yeah. Eh.
You fire your guns and you don't see
Yeah.
much. You
Just,
see
run.
some of the slug things splatter a bit.
Yeah. And then I just start running. Ah!
You jump in the water and you start swimming. And who would have thought you could swim the 30 miles all the way back to hell?
No.
Yeah.
I'd like you all to do.
Roll swim to see how many hours it takes you to die.
Yeah.
How long it takes you to drown.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have you roll. This is what happens. You leap into the water, and you can see almost with relief that those slug things, they don't seem to swim. They seem to have gotten onto the boat from the rocks. You might, when you're swimming for the first few moments, you might see some of them on the floor below you. But you're swimming and you're terrified. And all of a sudden, you sort of look up ahead of you. And when your head goes underwater and you look, there's something coming up towards you. And they look like fishmen.
No.
And they come up towards you with their claws out and they grab you and they take you underneath the waves. And that's the end of you. Nobody knows whatever happened
Oh
to you.
no.
And that's the
Oh,
end
no.
of our game.
Oh wow, that was a good one.
That was
That's a
fantastic.
good ending.
So I think you know what happened. This was a prison. Actually, the slug things were there to keep people from opening the damn thing.
That's what I figured
Whoops.
out. I figured that.
And
Oops.
They're like, what have you done?
and the deep this is actually a piece of another sunken city, like
Oh.
Rouillet,
I was thinking it was really,
that has surface. Well, it's in the wrong part of the world for Rouillet.
yeah.
But
Right.
I think that's in the Atlantic, right? Or is it-
correct. And this is
Yeah.
they call in the book it calls this one. In the paper it's Simorgia is what. I mean, they made it up for the story, but it rose up above the waves just recently, and the deep ones use it as a mating ground. So what you were hearing as you were approaching was deep ones having sex on the beach. So
Not
to
seals?
speak.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
seals.
yeah.
I figured.
But the deep ones were not. They weren't concerned with you. They weren't concerned with your going there. They were just using that particular spot for what they normally do. The slugs were concerned, but they're not really concerned, but they were there to keep anyone from opening the door to the prison. That was a star spawn? A star
That makes
spawn.
sense. A star spawn,
Yeah.
that would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all it took was one old drunk fisherman to throw an entire wrench in that prison's plans.
So
It was 3 past rolls, and he was like, "Nope, let's try fourth time's the charm."
So let me go ahead and finish it, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
it was real fun.
Our players included John Dos Passos, Daniel Bradshaw, Nimrod Slorfetterman, and Aaron uh-oh. You told me how to say it.
Denamer.
Okay, sorry. Told you I'd forget. Aaron Denamer with myself as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener's experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd also like to support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find the link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure in the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.